Hey, what's going on, social media? Thank you for joining us tonight for Bottoms Up Perspective, episode 78. So we're close to
Wow.
the 80 mark, so we've been doing it for a while now. So today we go talk exactly about just that. We go talk about live streaming, but a little different. We go talk about how you utilize live streaming to get your brand known and for marketing purposes for a small to mid-sized business or even a solopreneur. So I have the perfect guest tonight, and her name is DeeJae. And I think a lot of you know her. So DeeJae DuRante, and I'm going to let her introduce herself. So let's welcome DeeJae.
Yay.
Hey, thank you so
Ooh.
much, Kevin. I appreciate the invite. Gabe, he's not here yet. I'm sure he'll pop on through, but thank him for connecting us and bringing me awareness of you and your work. And then the team over here, Aldrich and Jeremy. So,
Hello.
Well,
you.
let's shout out to the people on the show. We got
It's already here.
Mackenzie. Hey, Mackenzie. Gabe just hopped on, so I want to say
Hey,
hi
Gabe.
to Gabe. Yep. So
I knew it. Anyways, yeah, thanks to him. That's what I was just saying before. I don't know if he caught that, but thanks to him and connecting and his wonderful posts and way he's, really bringing us all together as live stream creators. And I've been loving it. I've been doing this a year. It's going to be a year in January.
Wow.
So I feel like it's gone by so fast. And I made it to 30 episodes. I missed a couple weeks. We're human. And, but I try to be consistent. That's just part of the game, right?
it absolutely is, and I want to say hi to James P. Just hop on as well. So here's James. So
What's up, James? Thank you so much for always being such a good supporter. Appreciate it. Yeah, give those shout outs. Show some love. Community, like that's what it's all about. I love building community. A little bit about me. If you don't, I think our audience right now knows me, but for future replay, your followers that don't know me, I'm DeeJae. I'm a disability navigator during the day. And I'm an Air Force veteran, and I've worked in social services over 20 years with people with mental health issues and that have gone through trauma and that have been just in different types of systems. So social systems. So I've just been always an advocate for mental health, disability, and trauma. And when I came across live streaming and Gabe was going at it every day, 5 days a week, like a beast and a boss, I just was watching and learning and absorbing, and I took it upon myself to finally pump out my own show. Really founded on that mayhem that we all carry because we're all so similar with what our experiences are and trauma, disability, mental health issues. It's nothing to really talk negatively about. Really, we should just all embrace it and just make all our information and our content that much more welcoming and inclusive. So
absolutely. And I want to shout out to Chris Swanson. Thank you for joining us tonight. So
Chris, hello, Chris. Katie,
so that's neat, DeeJae. So during the day, so you're a social worker, and then you also work with mental health, correct?
I work with job seekers. I do work with job seekers, and that's kind of how I ended up on LinkedIn platform. But I do work with job seekers with disabilities. I do have a lot of knowledge when it comes to Social Security disability and information related to that. So I just, I'm a state worker. I'm a poor state worker. I really work from my heart. I'm a public servant.
No, and that's awesome to hear, right? Because when we talk about the whole live streaming, a lot of times I feel as a marketer, I work with a lot of SMEs, right? It's scary to them because they overthink it. So when they think about live streaming and producing a show, and I want it straight from you. So you're a social worker during the day, right? Have you done anything have you done live broadcasting before?
No, never. Gabe was the first StreamYard link I ever clicked on and had the camera shine a light on my face.
So
I remember I made a joke about I got a ring light and I had an adult beverage, and I'm ready. My anxiety was so bad, and I was so nervous. But we all have to take that step forward.
So, what was the knowledge you had regards to producing a show or anything like that?
Zero, nothing. I've been a caseworker my whole life. I've been taking documentation and spending time with people in the field, in like meetings of different professionals of mental health, psychiatric, substance abuse, different other types of services, housing, homelessness. I mean, you name it, abuse. And then so the camera was very new and Zoom was very new when COVID hit, but it quickly became my friend. And I always say that, like, I always shied away from it. But at that point, I was like, okay, we're going to have to make this work. It's COVID. So that really changed a lot.
There's
because I had to turn on the camera. But honestly, and I make this joke too, I wanted to be a podcaster so I could just hide behind the camera.
Just voice.
Or just a voice. So
what was what motivated you to do a show?
Yeah, I wanted to ask that
That's a good
too.
question.
Yes.
Oh, what motivated me? Okay, so obviously I'm full of energy.
just a way to divert your energy.
I'm a people person. I'm an extrovert, and I really have a passion for what I do. And it was just finding a way to bring it all together. And it just felt natural when I started watching Gabe. And he really was able to talk about topics that were just not your traditional LinkedIn topics. And he always puts his own personal spin on it. And I thought that was really refreshing. And that was really and he was well embraced. So I really like that. And then Travis as well. And Travis isn't here, but, he really has his own approach and it's very unique. And I really followed their lead. So, it was just really natural to gravitate towards energy that you find kind of fits within your value system and just kind of, embrace the knowledge that they share with you. And that's how I've been able to just keep going at it. And I know with time, kind of, there's the ebb and flows of relationships and contact and communication, right? You communicate with someone a little more here and there, and then there's a time where you don't speak for a couple weeks or a couple months, but there's always that natural, thank you. So they really know I'm super appreciative, and I will always. And Tim, I saw Tim's name, but he's also been a mentor. Brian Schulman. I mean, it was just watching them, and they're like, go, do it. You can do it. I'm like, no, I can't. You can do it.
So really quick, our first question for the night. So Chris asks, how do you prepare before doing a live stream?
Good question.
I prepare Nick. Oh goodness, yes.
Nick.
Another one. I'm so glad you're here. It's been so long, Nick. My goodness, I feel warm and fuzzy. I hope your new baby is wonderful. My goodness. But yeah, he was streaming too, so it was watching them. How do I prepare? Back to the question. Listen, I prepare. I do. I take notes. I do outlines. I am very meticulous in my work. I take my anxiety. I take my personal mayhem, and I try to use it in a positive way. And so I check and I recheck and I make a checklist and I make a checklist for that checklist and then I cross-check the checklist, and that's how I prepare.
Are
you sure?
serious?
Yeah, anxiety. We've done this for a year, right? Close to a year.
Yeah.
Where does that anxiety come from? Is it more of because you want it to be perfect? Yeah, because you want it to be perfect, or you want to hit the points?
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot to it. There's so much going on internally within us, right? We have all the childhood pain. We have the stuff we carry from our little wounds when we were children. So, there's issues there. There's pain there that makes me want to, quote unquote, be an overachiever. I was in the military and I was went to college and I got a bachelor's degree. I pursued grad school. I wanted to get my master's in mental health and be a counselor. I finished all my courses. I made it to internship and practicum and I choked. I was like, I don't know if I want to really do this anymore. Wait, what? So and that was a reality check, right? But, you keep doing it. Like, the passion's still there to help people. And I know, like, the need is still there. The need and the purpose is important for me. So it's been able to take all that with my anxiety and my, like, behavioral and mental quirks and really just focus. I talk a lot about focus, or people that know me know that I'm very focused.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I like to focus my energy and stay very true and not get too far ahead of myself. I like to just stay within like a few steps of what I need to be doing. The rest I'm not going to worry about. So I run a couple checklists internally, maybe more so. But I do prepare
That comes
I mean, I like
with
to-
experience, right? That comes with
Yeah,
experience. The more you do it, the easier it gets.
Yes, true. I like repetition. I like those repetitive because, and then you can refine the process. You can figure out what's not working and take that out and implement something new, a new strategy to just refine it. So and I don't like to go too far outside of my wheelhouse. I know where I belong. And I think that's part of it, is just staying right where I belong, being true to what I know and being who I am and not really trying to be somebody else, not really worry so much about it, maybe.
Yeah. I think being who you are is most important, because if you are being true to yourself on the life, then there's pretty much nothing to prepare, right? Just be yourself. But if you want to be somebody else, you got to prepare. Oh, I'm going to be this other character. There's more preparation to that.
And I think that's something we need to be aware of too. I think when it comes to live streaming, it's really about, it's interactive. So like right now, like we know Nick, I know Travis, I know Gabe, and some of the people that are hopping on. It's interactive, and so you can. The difference is like you have ways where you can record a video and post it, right? But you can't build relationships because these people are after the fact. They might like it, they might comment. But when you're on a live stream, it's all happening in real time. So you can talk to them, you can interact with them, you get to know them because if they like your show, they might show back up week after week. I know a lot of our crew, we support each other, we jump on each other's show and get to know each other as well. And on top of that, I think the live streaming game has changed. Used to, I think there was a lot of live streaming on, let's say, Facebook before LinkedIn came along. And a lot of it was just, I call it talking head, like live streaming. It's always,
I've heard that term, and I'm like, oh, is that what I am? Right? Like you question it, like, oh, is that what I am? I mean,
and a lot of it isn't conversational. It was more like, hey, hi, I'm an expert here, and here's 10 steps to do this, or let's talk about really deep marketing topics, and let's dive into XYZ, right? But those are things you can find on YouTube. I think people are utilizing the live streaming platform. I think early 2000s and today has changed so much. Right, like you, DeeJae, you're into mental health. That's kind of your passion, and that's the things you care about. So you're not necessarily doing a live stream in order to convert customers to buy something, correct? You're doing it for more of, hey, let's put the message out there.
Awareness, advocacy, community building.
Community building, and you've created a brand, right? A personal brand, right? Silver Fox Talks because of, your hair, the way you are, your uniqueness, attributes of yourself. And same thing with us, right? So Eldrick, Jeremy, myself, our crew started live streaming the day after the President Trump announced that, there's a pandemic in the in the world, right? So that's when we started doing our episodes, and 78 episodes there, Really, we've gone from talking about marriage to dating to how it is to live in Asia during the pandemic, to marketing talks, to business talks, to cryptocurrency. We've talked about so much things, but it's not because we're experts at any of it, right? A lot of it we aren't experts, maybe marketing,
No.
right? Because that's my job. But we did it out the idea, hey, we're just everyday people on a journey, and we want to get to know you and share our perspective, right?
Cool. Right, yeah.
And I think when it comes to live streaming in that format, I think people overthink it. They get into this habit of planning so much that they just don't do it. And I think the first step to live streaming, and to go back to Chris's question, is to do it.
Yes, do it.
Put yourself out there. I always tell even my clients, don't.
Pick a day and go. Pick a day and go live. Just pick a day.
You can't plan too much, right? Or you end up over planning. And the truth is, when you first start live streaming, you might only have 2 people watch your show. So it really doesn't matter. I mean, we still have days after 78 episodes where there's no one shows up on our show. So it's just Jeremy, Eldrick, and myself talking to each other. So I think the key is just doing it. I mean, you can do an outline of kind of, hey, what's the scope? It's understanding why you're doing it.
Yeah.
I think once you understand why you're doing it, then you can naturally create topics that, I love what DeeJae said. She stays in her wheelhouse, her lane. What she feels comfortable talking about already, because that's her passion. Right?
It's safe for me. It's safe for me, and I really do enjoy it. I really find and everyone has that within themselves. Everyone has to really dig into themselves. So it's so exciting. I really do love live streaming. I've fallen in love with like you said, the engagement and the interaction with the community and everyone that's present, and just everyone engaging and sharing their stories and their similarities and their barriers. And then everyone providing also value to each other. It's not me just, selling you something or providing or telling you have to do something in a specific way. It's really just hopefully just bringing people community and resources and information that they can go research themselves and just have a little bit more awareness and knowledge too.
Yep. So James is asking us, is there a setup on Zoom to do live stream for LinkedIn? So with LinkedIn, I think that first it's been beta for a long time, but the truth is you have to apply for LinkedIn Live. So once they approve you, they'll email you a set of third-party tools that you can stream with. So there's a few, so take a look at that. But you can go on LinkedIn, just Google, live streaming on LinkedIn, and then just apply for it.
Are they more generous with that approval now? I guess.
Yes, they
because
are.
earlier in the
they're
days,
approving a lot of people now. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Use it. Let's use it.
Aldrich is shaking his head. Why that, Aldrich?
No, it's when I don't know. It's when you have more people doing the same thing, it just it can be a very exciting thing, but at the same time, you kind of get more people talking about the same topics, but at a more superficial level. And I think back to the lane that Silver Fox wants to stay on when we talk about mental health, I do think that if you're into content marketing, if you're into producing content, and if you cross-reference to what other people produces, you do run into mental health issues, whether it's a light one or some form of a serious ones, because then you start to realize that there's a lot of clones. I'm putting it in a very nice way, okay? There's a lot of clones.
Okay.
There's a lot of pretenders, so to speak. It's very easy. You dig into the profile, and you can see that it's one of those fake it till you make it imposter syndrome and things like that. And then, well, it's perfectly nothing wrong with you. You start doubting yourself, like, oh, why am I doing this? I'm surrounded by all these people. And in truth, you probably wouldn't want to be associated with most of your peers. Like, you know, I don't want to, but when you want to, but you still want to stand out. So it's a very lonely battle, in a military way of saying it. It's very lonely. If you believe in what you do, you believe in what you say, and you're authentic, you know that your peers are maybe not so, they're not that in depth, they don't know as much as you do. Over time, you get a little more quiet. So, you know, it's tough. So as you get more and more, it's a cycle. You get more and more people live streaming, and then you get more and more people drop out. So then you wait and see who remains. It's not just live streaming. Writing is the same thing. LinkedIn content is the same thing. Instagram is the same thing. And you know, you have Instagram influencers now that are non-humans.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that poodle is cute. Well, it's like that kitty is cute. Yeah, and
sorry.
It's like what why? So I think,
there will be there will be a live stream of 4 robots soon. Yeah, AI talking to AI.
I'm not surprised, but I think that Silver Fox is on the right lane now, because mental health is the thing. I write for a health and fitness publication on Medium, and mental health as a tag, as a topic, is like right on top. The second one, which is on like fitness, is a distant second. So it's like everyone, when you show that mental health is the number 1 topic, everyone suddenly becomes a mental health expert. Okay, like, you know, take Atomic Habits. You need to have 30 minutes for yourself. Go take a walk. Go to the park. Go for a run. Have coffee. Detach from your phone. Meet up with your friends. Connect. I'm like, seriously, it's overdone, dude. It's like 100 times. I have like 100 people telling me 100 times that you should do this. No, dude, that's not what mental health is about. Just fucking leave me alone. That's what mental health is about. But anyway,
oh wow,
that's what I think. So sorry for the
I love it.
Sorry for the balls on the wall, but you know.
No, I think that happened to me earlier today. It's like, you know, once I start opening and I start going, it just goes.
mayhem. Unleash your mayhem. Yeah.
No, but seriously, so
we got a new guest.
So because you talk a lot about mental health and things like that,
disability and trauma. Something else that's moving up, and I've been talking more and more, is digital accessibility.
That's good.
Talked about that earlier today with Tim, about how important and popular, and just knowing and paying attention to how you're making content and making sure it's accessible to everyone, visually impaired, making sure you're hearing captions, screen readers can read your images. So, you know, that's also becoming more relevant quickly, and it's a topic that needs more discussion. So,
and I think a lot of people don't think about it too, because, you know, even with my company, we build websites, right? But the importance of building websites that's actually, you know, accessible, right, for people.
Talk about that, Kevin.
And a lot of people don't talk about that stuff, right? The importance of, hey, it's not fair if someone who's visually impaired, you know, they can't, they can't have the full experience that everyone else can on a website.
Yes. Absolutely.
And there's actually laws out there that is a requirement, but a lot of people don't even know about it. So you can actually get sued if you have a company that's not accessible.
Yep. WCAG or WCAG?
I call it WCAG.
WCAG?
Yeah, I don't know. So I call it WCAG.
Yeah. Look it out. They're ADA 508.
Yep. Because I mean, our website is, and a lot of digital marketing agencies don't even think about it, but it's so important. It's like a real thing out there. So
Yes.
yeah.
So that's something that I think I'm going to be talking a lot more about as I'm creating content. I'm talking about mental health, disability. I'm finding my way. I had a battle. Listen, I don't know who, does anybody sponsor your show?
No.
No, okay. So I know who we're using as your stream provider, and I had to switch from this stream provider to another stream provider because of accessibility issues and being able to integrate Otter
Okay.
AI. So, but going back to websites, I highlighted my website that using one of those little accessibility widgets that you put on the website and just really just adding that adds so much value and accessibility to your services. But then watching your marketing funnels, like how are, they going to make it from the website, 1-click, 2-click method? I mean, you lose so much wonderful, loyal customers. Like once they find your website and once they find your brand and you're accessible to them, they're going to love you forever. They're going to, invest in you and be loyal to you. And that, I don't know how many like marketing companies, agencies really pay attention to that. If your visually impaired customers can find your website and access your services easily and simply and be able to understand what they're buying and, they get that almost the same experience. I mean, customer for life.
That is so true.
Oh, thanks, Gabe. I know, Gabe. I know. I was trying not to call anybody out.
No, it's fine. No worries.
It's fine, no problem. So DeeJae, tell us, well, who are you using for live streaming then?
Right, I'm using a Restream now.
Restream, okay. Yep.
For when I do my guests. So I've been trying to do a little side gaming on Twitch.
Okay, awesome.
That's when I go into using Slavs or Streamlabs OBS.
So tell me a little how you are incorporating accessibility to your stream.
Ooh, good question. So if you stream on Twitch, I don't think you stream on Twitch, but on there you can integrate extensions into your Twitch page. But you have to do it, and you have to choose that as one of the panels or components on your Twitch page. It's not as easy. I think Facebook, provides those captions and stuff, and they've done that for a long time. But I mean, that's one way. But just being conscientious of like all the movement and all the visuals, and being careful with sounds. Background noise can also help. Speaking clearly. Pronunciating, making sure you have a captioning service that pay attention to your transcription back on YouTube. Just things like that. It
awesome.
takes extra work. Adding alt text to your images. It's something I've been really working on. Just being a lot more aware of is using those alt text. Like when you're using a platform like Instagram or something. But every platform's different. I mean, y'all know how it goes. And I always am a proponent of saying, learn the accessibility tools in your software that you use. Whatever software you're using, learn your accessibility. If you're running workshops or facilitating and you're using Teams or Zoom, learn the accessibility features and let your audience and let whoever's in the group know, hey, if you need assistance or that's available, I'm here to assist you. Just verbalizing it creates already a safer, inclusive space. Visual impairment, visual descriptors. I always talk about that. It's always nice to just kind of know what that is or how to do that. Be cognizant of screen readers that read your website, that read your content. I mean, I talked a little bit about that today as well. Just, it's not always a human reading the information. It's sometimes a bot, a computer, accessible device. I mean, so many things are crawling through your pages, reading. So.
No, that's so good. It's just being aware, right? There's an audience out there.
There's an audience, and you got to market it to be more compassionate and understanding of that.
And I think we live in a world where, hey, it's so important to be inclusive, right? Yeah. So this is great. So we're diving into, when it comes to like the small, medium enterprise, right? Solopreneur, using live streaming, so DeeJae, I know you're connected with a lot of live streamers. I know Gabe is a live streamer. Nick did his share of live streaming as well. And,
Oh, yeah.
you know, Trav is definitely a huge live streamer and he teaches people how to stream. So, what have you found across all these different shows, all these different channels? What do you look for as a creator in a live stream?
Ooh, that's a good question. I love fun. I love interactions. I love energy. I think that's important. I like diversity in topics and different perspectives. I want to hear different approaches and different thoughts and be challenged politely. Have some meaningful conversations on, like what Aldrich said, not superficial. Like, I'm just not one for superficial topics and talking about superficial things. So I'm really just a hard worker. I work during the day. I work at night. I stay true to my game. I don't know.
Like literally, I have I read one piece of long form content that's written by someone in the early 20s. 10 ways to get rich in 6 months. I'm like, swipe left. Forget it. I appreciate what you're saying. I mean, like, you obviously come with a lot of depth in the angle that you put yourself. I mean, like, I think it's a very good angle.
Thank you.
I don't think there's many people on that orientation too. It's great stuff.
I'm new. I've just been doing this a year, folks. I don't know. I'm just learning and I'm just growing with everybody. You know, I like to be just equal in that sense.
Equal is a big word. Maybe we should avoid that for a while. before the conversation spirals in that direction. Like, let's just come back.
So what about you? I want to hear from Jeremy too. So, do you follow anyone else's live stream?
It's quite hard to follow because there's too many of them, right? And I mean, honestly, though for our live stream, there honestly doesn't have pretty much to prepare, because we're just talking on what we think we know about this specific topic. So in a sense, even though there's not much to prepare, you know, it's really an issue of time, right? Because I got a full-time day job, family with, and you know, the pandemic, or in Singapore's case now, it's called an endemic. Yeah, living with COVID and all that, all this crazy things going around. It's I don't really follow live streams, but it's more of YouTube when I need to go into checking certain information. Yeah, but I think if we're going back to this topic about live stream for small medium enterprises, right? I don't think, DeeJae, what you said about you're just a year in and you're new, I don't think the amount of time you are into it matters, because you might be, you are new to this medium of live stream, but the expertise and the experience and the knowledge is many, many years. So it's within you, what you know. It's just that this medium is new. I mean, there's the same way to think about it for small, medium enterprises, right? Same way to think about it. There's something to think of live stream as another channel, another way to reach their customers, right? To reach, to broadcast their message. Something that is different, that is within their control. Yeah, but of course they need to learn the technical parts of it, right? But it's really just another channel, right? In the past, we used radio, we used TV ads, but those are kind of like in that time. I mean, back in the days, right? Those are tools that are sort of out of reach, and we need to pay money to access to them. Yeah. So now the difference for SMEs is that, you know, the level field is the playing field is being leveled. Yeah. So your SMEs have all these tools available. So it's just down to you taking the time to learn it and then broadcast what you know, your knowledge, to the audience. Yeah. The only bearing of how much time you are into this, a year, 10 years, 5 years, the only bearing to that will be it takes time to build that audience.
That's
It
so
takes time
true.
to build the audience. Yeah.
Right.
But that boils down to if you're a SME, yeah, small medium enterprise, that boils down to just like everything else, promoting your stream. Yeah.
Yes.
So it goes back down to marketing, basic marketing. So yeah, I don't agree. I don't agree that, I disagree that, I'm a year into this, I'm new.
Well, thank you
I
for
don't
this.
think that
I like
matters.
that.
No,
Just
seriously.
polite
Seriously.
disagreement. Polite.
Polite challenge, yeah. So I don't think it matters how long you're into the streaming game, because it's just a different tool, yeah, and those tools change every day, yeah.
That's true. That's true. I appreciate that. I mean, I welcome that. So thank you so much.
Most welcome.
Oh, goodness.
And I love what Jeremy pointed out, right? Because at the end of the day, is hey, you're an expert in your field, right?
Yeah.
It's something you truly care about. It's authentic to you. So I mean, it's gonna show when you start talking about it.
Yeah. Thank you.
And so I think when it comes to, live streaming, I think it's so important to go, hey, there's a lot of ways to do it. And there's no one right way. I mean, some shows are very well produced, the perfect mic, the perfect camera. But I've seen shows that are not well produced, but because of the content is so good, they still have like 30, 40 people popping on the show. So I think at the end of the day, it's like, what is there value you're bringing to the table? It depends on your personality. It depends the topics you're talking about.
Yeah.
It also depends on how you're building relationships and community. So if you're a small business, or a solopreneur, or just someone, a hobbyist, right, looking to build brand. Right?
Passion project.
Yeah, passion project. You have to understand first before you start is why am I doing it?
Right. But for me, that was easy, right? It's like, I just have all this to say and I need that medium, and live stream was very easy to fulfill that medium of how can I get this message across? So,
and I think it's like what Jeremy said, when all these tools started happening and social media, it leveled the playing field, right? You don't no longer need to be a studio or a videographer or a production company in order to do a live stream. If you have something you want to talk about, you can talk about it. And if people don't like you and there's haters out there, it's fine too. It doesn't matter, right? Because now we live in a world where, hey, these tools are there for you to amplify your message. And hey, so your message isn't for everybody. And but guess what? It's almost like dating, right? There's someone for you out there, right? Most people, but you just gotta do it. You gotta put yourself out there, right?
And commit to yourself. You gotta commit to yourself in that purpose first.
Yep. And I got these tools.
I have a few points to make. On live stream. In the past, there's broadcast television, right? Everything is scripted, right? Perfection, right? Word for word, timing, pacing, everything. Then what that later turned into was what we call reality TV. I think reality TV is not really real, right? I think it's semi-scripted, or they have a framework, and then you play along that framework depending on whatever nature of the reality TV is, right? Those are for entertainment. Then you come to live stream, and that's kind of like another level, right? Because I don't know whether you call it another level up or another level down, because there's nowhere to hide. There's no script. You just need to say whatever comes to your head. You can't script it because of the interaction. Everything is organic. Everything is dynamic. Yeah. So there's this kind of I don't know, you want to call it evolution or reverse evolution, whatever you call it, but I think that's where the difference is. You want to do a live stream, there's nowhere to hide, you just have to be real. Otherwise it'll be what Audric said, right? Everything is superficial. And to your point, Kevin, you have haters, right? Of your stream. I don't think having haters is a bad thing. Why? Because if you are superficial, it's very hard to get haters. People just don't watch anymore. So you don't even have the attention, you don't even command the attention till you get haters, right? So I think having haters mean that you have a certain personality or you are good in a topic, you've dived so deep that people think otherwise of you, there will always be haters because, right, there's always two sides to a coin. So I don't think being haters is a bad thing. It might be an indication that you are doing something right. To have people having alternate views to challenge you not so politely. That's how I would see haters.
Challenge you not so polite. Right, troll your pages.
Correct. Yeah.
Oh goodness.
So Chris Swanson was asking, have you guys heard of the Meetup app?
The Meetup app? No.
Meetup or Meet Me? It says Meet Me, but
Meet Me app.
Meet
Meet Me app.
I've heard of Meet Up, which is but plenty of fish, isn't that? I don't know. I'm not.
I know Plenty of Fish. Isn't that a dating app?
Yeah, I don't know.
I probably
I don't know what that is. And TikTok, I don't really do TikTok. Listen, marketing strategy. I'm like, okay, I need to learn to do like short reels, like TikToks. Like I gotta get myself out there. But so I don't know. I really don't know. I don't use TikTok. I don't really make short videos, but I know like that's super important. And I know that that's a strategy I want to implement. And I know that I just need like a really good business coach. So I can just really get a super like awesome business strategy for 2022. So I can just like, once I get focused and I know that plan, it's like, yeah, okay. But yeah, you know, and there's so many things like that, like so many different websites and platforms and like what works for you and what really is true to, and I know there's like trial and error and you got to try what works for your brand and within the systems you already have in place, right? Things that already cohesively like work together. And, you know, you want to have like batching and like make work where it's just efficient to evergreen, and then you can make shorter form of content. So, you know, I'm learning all those skills and techniques as a small business and just really figuring out what is good for you to move to that next part of your business to move forward or scale it. But it's a lot. Like you don't realize how much it is until you're like, maybe look up. I don't want to look up too much. I'll just stay right here and work. But, you know, it can be overwhelming and that's part of it. So it's like, wow, really figuring out what works for you, keeping a balance in your life and knowing what's within your control and your wheelhouse and just being able to listen to others and ask for help, I think is also part of success to having, you know, because it's a lot of moving parts.
No, and I think DeeJae brought up a really good point, right? So when you think about creating content, so when we're talking about a small solopreneur, mid-sized business, think about it. It takes a lot of work to produce video content. Okay, if you're not a videographer or you don't have a videographer that's accessible, and if you need to pay for someone, it can get expensive because you have videography, the shooting part, which is pre-production, and then you got the production part, which is doing it, and then the editing, post-production, right? So anytime you produce a video, you're looking at anywhere from $1,000 and up, okay? Think about it really quick. When you're live streaming, doesn't matter if you're a Restream, StreamYard, these tools, you're looking at a monthly fee, even at the premium, maybe $60 a month, right? Okay? You're able to hop on your show, spit out golden nuggets. If you're really an expert in your field, you can share your heart out. It gives you a place to just talk. And think about the best content. Okay, so my company do production too, right? And a lot of times there's people that I get on camera or my production team does, and they have a hard time just coming up with raw content. And so what do? They ask our team to ask them questions, and it becomes easier. Think about it for a minute. What are we doing tonight? What are we doing right now? We're allowing our live stream audience to dictate the conversation and where it's going. For example, if Chris Swanson asks us a question, we're answering. So what's happening here? Content is being created. The best and the most raw content. You take your live stream, you have two things. Restream, StreamYard, most of these tools allows you to export it into audio. with the audio stream, now you can upload it into a podcast.
Yes.
Okay. Now you can chop this video up. Okay. Let's say we're on the show for an hour tonight. Do you know how many minute and half clips you can chop up with one live stream? And all the golden nuggets from DJ, Jeremy, or whatever Eldrick said, now you can chop those pieces up. Content. You have a writer like Eldrick, someone that can write copy. You sent them over this YouTube link of this video, right? Blogs are created.
Yes.
Okay? From the blogs, think about the amount of content you just created from one live stream. That's a month of content that you can post across social channels. If small and mid-sized businesses can think that way, it's gold. We're overthinking the way the digital marketing game is, right? I think too many people are sitting around having boardroom meetings on what's the next piece of content. Okay, and then now they're on a shoestring budget, right? Oh, we don't want to spend $5,000 a month. We don't want to spend $10,000 a month. Well, then do the work. You gotta trade time, right? Do the work.
It's hard. It's not easy. It's not easy.
Yep. So you create the live show, you put content out there, and you can do this weekly. I know with StreamYard, it's a very limited production, right? You just pay for the platform, and you hit a button, you share it everywhere, and it's pretty easy to upload your logo, your background, your intro video.
Yeah.
But that's all you need to get started to create content.
That's it. Yep. That's it. And it works, and you keep going, and you learn, and again, you refine, and you spend your time on what is really productive, what is really worthy. That is, like I said, I think it's evergreen, long-term content that really, and then because starting with like the smaller and working your way back, that makes no sense to me. I don't have time for that.
And the beauty is if like we're streaming it straight to YouTube, right? So it's YouTube Live. It stays on YouTube. Right? It's searchable content. People can find it. It doesn't go anywhere.
I'm like, if you're not streaming to YouTube, like, and your Twitch, it disappears. LinkedIn, it gets lost. Facebook, I don't know what's going on. They're changing stuff all the time. So I don't know. But at least YouTube seems to, with that search engine behind it, really that long, it seems like there's going to be some longevity there. But for me, website is your website, your intellectual property. Keep that, baby. Make sure it's on your website to get your MP4 files on your external hard drives and saved, because you just never know, in case you just need to put it all back up somewhere else.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of YouTube too, right? From YouTube, you can export it. You can export it and save it into MP4. Yeah. It does the converting for you, right? And so I mean, that's
YouTube's
huge.
really trying to add clipping in there. I know Twitch does clipping. You can go back and clip your own and like super quick clip it. It gives you like the markers, the videos, like it's really great. You can even do it while you're live streaming if you get efficient enough to clip your own stuff while you're streaming. I mean, talk about time saving there, right? But I mean, and I got a stream deck. That you just push the button and it'll like start the clip. I'm like, wow, like really using what you got and really like working with your time efficiently and focusing on really where the purpose really lies. Where's that trunk of your business, like those pillars, right? We talk about pillars, I think, in marketing a lot, and knowing what those pillars are to you in your business that really like uphold all the content.
And then on top of that, if you think about it, you produce enough live streaming content, it gets indexed for SEO. So search engines crawl it. So it's actually, it lifts your brand up, right? Like DeeJae said, putting it on her website. Even if Eldrick, he's really big on using Substack. He talks about Medium and all these things. It's index, right? So it's actually, you can actually lift your searchability. It doesn't matter your brand, your personal brand, you're searchable. the more content you're producing, it doesn't go away. It's on the internet. So, and I see businesses pay thousands of dollars to, for SEO, right, on a monthly basis to create, hey, how can we become more searchable? The SEO game has changed. It's no longer about a few keywords, changing meta tags, it's being able to produce relevant content, because you got to remember, how does Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, how do they make money, right? How do these search engines make money? It's either through advertising dollars or through how good their search engine is. So if you are putting work into making their search engine better by producing relevant content, they're going to index you on top of whatever search term you have. So those are things that you need to think about. And live streaming is an easy way to put content out there so that it's indexed. And it's like DeeJae said, it's evergreen. It's there. It's not going away.
I think one of the things about live stream is we also need to talk about the nature of the business, right?
Yeah.
The way I see it, you either categorize it as B2C or B2B, or maybe in the live stream world, it's more of, are you live streaming selling products like in a retail sense, or are you live streaming to selling services? So those are very two different natures of live streaming. Because if you're selling products, we've all seen that, right? With the pandemic, a lot of retail got shut down. So how can they reach out to customers? They do live stream. It's the only way, because the pent up demand is there. People want to shop. They can't go to your store. So what's the next best thing? You do live stream, right? And if you look at it, live stream is just another version of your, what do you call that? Television. Those are TV channels where they keep selling. Infomercials, yeah, infomercial channels, right? So those is just a live version of that, really, right? But to the person viewing it,
Jeremy, we need to plan a QVS version of live streaming, where Jeremy, you need to find a couple brands and we'll do one where we're selling products. Merchandise. We don't have our own merchandise yet, so maybe you can do that. So that's one way people are using live stream if you are selling products. So you push somebody out who knows a lot of the product and who is comfortable doing it. If they're not comfortable, they will over time, to start live sales. And then the other way you utilize live stream is for products and services, which is, I guess, kind of services, yeah, which is kind of like our realm here. And really, with services, when you do live stream, it's not about, hey, look at this T-shirt, hey, look at this product, it can do X, Y, Z. But it is more of using live stream to showcase your knowledge, your expertise, and usually that can only be done through interactions, through Q&As. And I think when we talk about live stream, the key component here is the live part. Yeah, with live sales of products is different from QVS because you get all the people asking questions real time. Yeah. And then, these people who are asking during your live, they have a huge intent to buy because they really want to know and they want to answer now. And you can do live promotions on the spot, right? Time-based kind of thing. So the live component is really very important. For services, then the live part really is this Q&A part to showcase that you can think on your feet because you have that knowledge, you have that expertise on this topic. You're in your wheelhouse, like you mentioned, DeeJae. And that's when it's not questionable. You can't question that person's expertise, because if the person doesn't know and says that the person can't do live Google search and, I search Google now and give you the answer, then that person doesn't know. Everything is superficial, yeah? So I think the live component is important. And I think that's why it's a very unique channel way to market for SME. So if you're a small, medium business, you really think about live streaming, you need to really factor in this live component, because that's the one thing that differentiates.
It's so connected. Like you're so connected in that real time. I mean, there's nothing like it.
And I think a lot of people are on LinkedIn, because our show is on LinkedIn. But I think a lot of people on LinkedIn, you're seeing all these messaging bots, right, where they're trying to sell to you or pitch to you and different things. And I remember last show, Eldrick said he doesn't even look at his inbox, right? But think about utilizing live streaming as even a prospecting tool. What's a better way to get your potential customer or to get in front of you conversing, right?
Yes.
So invite them to be a guest. You know, you can invite them to be a guest and let them talk, right? And that's the same as going to a networking event and inviting someone to the table and just sitting with you, but have genuine conversations with them, not thinking about selling to that person, but you get to know each other. It warms them up and you become friends. And from there, you can either get a referral, because who are they going to think of the next time they need something for marketing? Most likely, hey, I've been on Kevin's show a couple times. Hey, maybe I'll talk to Kevin. Or hey, DeeJae might know someone that needs a website built, that needs accessibility. She's going to remember Kevin. You know, little things like that. Small SMEs aren't thinking about. The power of live streaming goes beyond just hopping on a show and we're just talking to random people on social media. No, if the strategy is right and you're genuinely caring and and inviting guests and building relationships, it snowballs. You know, because that's how you can build a network of, your what is it? There's a saying, right? Your network is your net worth.
Net worth, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I think at the end of the day, with social media, live streaming, everything that we do in this ecosystem is about building our network. It's about who you know.
I do think that what you mentioned is real, it's genuine, but it's getting very hard to do. No, because of the way the digital world has evolved, and you don't want to hard sell. That has proven to fail all the time.
Yep.
But if you come across as someone who wants to have a conversation, who wants to network, who wants to ask me how's my day, how's my dog, how's my cat, and things like that, and in truth, we can smell the agenda behind these questions. And if I can guess the sequence of your questions leading to the big question, which is again on what you want to offer, what you want to sell, what you want to do for me, and things like that, I'll kill you right up front. I'll just finish you off. I'll ignore you. You're not going to get my attention at all. So from that perspective, I perfectly appreciate those people who are direct and upfront. Say, look through your stuff. I think you can do this better. This is what we do, and this is how I can help you. 4 bullet points, that's it. And then if I respond and don't respond, that's it. It's up to me. But I appreciate it. Please don't waste my time by trying to say, I want to build a genuine relationship with you. I love your articles. Love it. Seriously. Everyone who comments on my post and my article and say, good article, I like it, thought-provoking, I know it. The next few days or a few weeks later, I'm going to receive a DM on Twitter, on LinkedIn to say, this is my article draft. Can you help me edit it? No, dude. So guys, I mean,
you send back a price list.
I can't be bothered.
I love it.
I think that there are ways to be genuine, but you have to come across as someone who's genuine. Now, you can't quantify it. I'm sorry, you cannot quantify it, but the receiver of your message must feel it. And we are on social media for various purposes. Vast majority is to advance our agenda. I get that too. But we are there as well to advance our agenda. If we can have a handshake, that's good. If we can't, don't. I think the best thing to do today is not to bring people on a wild goose chase. Like seriously,
respect the time. Respect the time.
You don't have to. You can have a straight through processing. on how you want to build your relationships and things like that. But in truth, people are tired. I don't know how most people think about this, but I don't put myself out there as much in video and live stream form, but I do it in a more indirect way. So content, long form, medium, and things like that. And some comments that I receive, if I can sense that after this comment, the next comment is going to be like this, and it's going to be like this, and it's going to be like this, I'm sorry, man, you're not going to get my attention. I mean, thanks for helping me crawl my content, but probably
Appreciate
no.
that fake comment.
I mean, like, I'll just put it this way. I think let's collectively not treat the internet like a rubbish bin. If you treat my DM as a rubbish bin, no way, dude. You're not gonna get anything out of me. Well, of course, I don't want to treat yours as a rubbish bin too. So I think a little mutual respect here and there. In the internet, you do not know who your counterparty is. So you can only treat everyone else with respect, like bare minimum. Like, don't spam, don't do things like, I love your stuff, I love your stuff, I love your stuff, I love your stuff. I mean, like, look, if you have time to do that, do something productive for yourself. Like, don't go and comment, I love your stuff, and just produce something that you are genuinely proud of, whether people like it or not.
Yep.
That's the long game. If
Right.
you just want to do something because you want people to give you free services, you want people to give you the attention for your business and things like that, I'm very sorry to tell you you'll be successful in your first year, but beyond that, I have no purview how this is going to be. And if you are the, entrepreneurship is sexy, I want to do my own thing, startup is great, I'm an entrepreneur, blah, 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 blah. Yep, success for the first year. After that, go and get your job. That will be your life in front of you for the next 2 years. I tell you straight up front. So don't do that. Seriously.
And there's a
Don't treat everybody else's accounts like a rubbish bin. It stinks.
there's a place for I love your stuff. It's called the like button.
I don't know about that.
No.
I do have consumers of my long form content who doesn't engage, who doesn't like, who doesn't clap. But
That's me,
know,
Aldrich.
no, it's perfectly fine.
I follow your content that I don't like. I don't engage.
Give you that clap on Medium.
Yeah, the clap thing is like, so I think if you want to do this, if you want to like share with the world what you have and things like that, go all in on that, but be respectful of other people, right? Okay, so on one extreme, hard sell fails. On the other extreme, be genuine. Don't try to script the relationship building.
Yes.
It will fail. I'll put it up front. You will fail. No matter how fanciful your tactic is, people can smell it. We are not dumb.
And now I just want to ask your thoughts on bots. Like chatbots.
Go ahead, Aldrich.
Aldrich, your thoughts on bots?
Let's jump soapboxes. I love it.
No, I mean, like, people invest a lot on their bots and their software and things like that. I mean, like, I understand why, but for me, it's not gonna work because it's like,
I saw that.
yeah, it's not gonna work because it's obvious. It's very obvious that you're using a bot. It's very obvious that you're using an AI software to spit out your 4-minute long form content and things like that. It's very, very obvious. I mean, like, bots can only write objective stuff as of today. I can't sense tonality. I can't sense emotions. I cannot sense anything beyond it. So at best, it's a scientific paper. At best. If I read it and I'm thinking, is this person a real person? The moment I have that thought, I'll default to a bot. I'll default it. So I was like, fine, forget it. The way I think about this is, if you look at personalities that are very open, that are very expressive, like JP Morgan's CEO, like Jamie Dimon. He doesn't give a shit about what you think on Bitcoin. He doesn't give a shit about what you think about, the monetary policy, the federal policy, and things like that. He doesn't give a shit. Now, if you have a profile, something like that, and his messages are like so neutral, something's off. So I think about it that way. I don't think any humans can be so cold, so neutral to a point where it's a scientific paper. Because you have to hold back a lot to write a scientific paper, but you don't hold back that much to write a content. It don't freaking make sense. I mean, like, how are you going to produce a video content if you hold back everything? Hold back your emotions. Hold back your emotions. Hi, good morning. This is what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about this. Oh, and it's difficult to remove your tonality. Hi, good morning. Even that's tough, right? Hi, good morning. No,
I couldn't
doesn't
do
work.
it.
Yeah, so that's how I think about it. I think there's a place for bots. I didn't have any, but this conversation taught me that I think for the more I don't know what's the appropriate word to describe this group of people. So please pardon me. I have no offense. But for the more disadvantaged in society, probably we can use bots as part of conversion tool. So let's say crawl your website, and then the bots can read out to you what's written.
Yes.
Your
Yes.
alt text.
Yes.
I think that's a good thing to do.
Yes.
There should be a market for that. But if you're using it just to get leads, to get people's attention and things like that, I think no.
Funny true story on bots. Yeah, since we're talking about this, this really happened. Is in the news in Singapore last week. So the Ministry of Health has this chat bot, right, that you can ask questions about, right? So I'm looking at the screenshot now. So somebody asked, right, my daughter tested COVID positive. What should I do? And the answer from the chat bot is, you should practice safe sex through the correct and consistent use of condoms, etc., etc. And so this made the news because now this chatbot has been removed. So yeah, in answer to your question about bots, yeah, here's one example of a not so well implemented bot chatbot.
Oh goodness.
No, so back to DJ's questions. I think that the bots have a place. Just don't misuse them for don't abuse them. And it defaults back to my very first principle. Don't treat other people's accounts like a rubbish bin or rubbish. What was the term in US?
Oh right, no,
you guys call it a rubbish dump? Do you guys call it
A dumpster.
like a
Dumpster.
dumpster fire.
Don't do that. Like seriously, just don't do that.
Right. No, but for accessibility, yes. I mean, you do want to think of functionality of someone that wouldn't be able to see or read or intake the information, or a screen reader or an accessible device is reading the information for them.
No, and I think the biggest takeaway from tonight's show is really, is being genuine and authentic, and know your purpose, your why behind why you're doing the things you're doing, and be mindful of others, and forget vanity metrics, because at the end of the day, marketing, when you're talking about marketing, is not measured based on vanity. It's based on your goals, and marketing's a long game. Relationships is definitely a long game. So I don't know why people expect conversions, overnight conversions, utilizing a bot or, some funnel, when relationships take time. So business relationships take time. These people aren't coming to a car lot thinking that they're ready to buy a car, okay? Especially in the B2B space, people need to understand the value that you're bringing. So everything we do is about problem solving. So can your business, your coaching, your consulting, whatever you do, ask yourself, am I solving a problem? And if you can solve a problem, you find those people that have that problem and go solve it. That's business 101. It's that simple. And if you have a solution that answer to enough people's problems, you have a business, and that business will last. And you put yourself out there to show that you can solve that problem. It's really that simple. But I think we overcomplicate things.
Yeah, you can solve a problem, but people may not know that. But the problem you're solving, there are 20 other people who also can solve the same problem, right? So if we want to pull it back to today's topic about live stream, it boils down to exactly what you said, Kevin, relationships. Why? Because people buy from people they know. And how can people know you? I think live stream is a good way. Even if you are selling a solution for a company, it's B2B, people still buy from people they know. They know the brand, but ultimately they want to buy the brand, but they might still only buy. But if the salesperson is a horrible person, they still won't buy from him or her, right? People buy from people they know. People buy from people they love.
I think it goes back to what Eldrick said too.
Mm-hmm.
It goes beyond people buy from people they know. People buy from people they trust.
Ooh.
They got to know you first, then they trust.
Yep, and then but then trust is built through time, right? It's through rapport, building, right? So just
like you said, respecting others' time. If your website's successful, they can get what they need. They can get in and out. Everything's clear. It's organized. Really, it just helps everyone. So a lot of that, I think all these points really kind of align a lot. There's a lot of alignment when we talk about this, and we, keep going back to these similar points about, being respectful, being considerate, thinking of your strategies and what you're doing and your marketing and your live streaming, your purpose, and making everything with intention. I talk about intention, but I mean, really it goes back to the intention. Why am I making this piece? And then making some smart strategies with that.
I'll just add a concluding comment on that for the night. I think that the Western world is obsessed with the start with why thing, and I can understand why so.
Find your why.
I don't think that's the way to start something, and I don't think that's the way to get out of your comfort zone. I think go experiment first. Along the way, tweak what you're doing.
Yes.
Then ask yourself, how can I do this better, and why am I doing this for my future? Don't be a parrot and say start with why. No, okay? Don't do that. Especially when you are an introvert and it takes forever for you to learn something new. It takes forever for you to experiment with something new, and you have a million excuses just to do one fucking thing. You don't want to have the granddaddy excuse of, I need to know my why, and I'm going to a coffee shop with a Starbucks, and I'm thinking, this. Oh no, I haven't figured it out yet. Let me go home. Let me go cook an egg. Let me go attend a live stream. Fuck that. Seriously, try, get into the momentum, and then go figure out your why. The more you do it, the more you will figure out why you're doing it.
Oh God. So true. So true. But
execution is everything.
Yep.
If you don't execute a single damn thing and everything is just here, I'm sorry, you're just going to die with all your brilliant ideas in your fucking head. So don't do that. Why are you gonna do that? Spend time, do it. As you do, you think. The best brains is this. Period. No, sorry. So don't be too obsessed. No, seriously, don't be too obsessed. It's not helping. It's not helping. If you're an extrovert, same thing. Do talk later. If you're an introvert, do think later, but don't do bad stuff. Okay? I'm just trying to say everyone has their own comfort zone. I'm just trying to say there's a lot of people who, they take a lot of effort to just break through and do something new. And especially if we're talking about marketing, live streaming, doing your own business and things like that. If you still want to stay in your own cocoon, you're not going to get anything done. So for yourself, not for me, I got nothing to sell you tonight, but for yourself, experiment first.
Yep.
you can always procrastinate the why. So, guys, you love to procrastinate, right? So procrastinate the right things. Procrastinate that. Don't bother. Like, seriously, that's my concluding comment for
No, and that's a great point because, we discover our why in life through our journey. So, in our actions. So, that's how you discover your why. It's not just thinking about why, but it's doing
Yeah, in a
things,
coffee shop.
Yeah.
6 hours a day. Like, what's my why? Why am I here? Look, don't overthink it. You know why you're here? Your parents brought you here. Period, end of story. It's for you to realize the value in your life, okay? So don't. For yourself. Cheers. For yourself.
So DeeJae, tell our audience tonight, for those who's go rewatch this, who's not already following you, what's the best way to follow you? Tell them about your live show. Let your mayhem be known.
Yes.
Go.
Yes, that's it. So it's Mondays. It's been streaming on LinkedIn, Twitch, Facebook. I'm on Twitter. So, all over the place, I guess. YouTube, of course, it's there. All the content's there. Hi, Mackenzie. I love it. I'm there every Monday. Silver Fox Talks is my handle, so it's really easy to find. I use it across all my social media platforms. And then same email, Gmail, silverfoxtalks@gmail. So, and I have my website. That's pretty simple, clean.
Well, thank you for being on our show tonight, and we appreciate you. And hey, if I get a chance, I'll jump on your show as well on Mondays. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to come up with some good topic then, something special just for you.
Yeah. So, well, thank you so much for being on tonight, and remember, guys, follow Silver Fox Talks. So, all right, have a good night or morning.
Thank you.
Morning. Have a great day.
Bye.
Have a great day, everyone. Bye. Are you okay now?